What's up, guys? Muhammad here. What are you supposed to do in life? When every day you wake up, it's like, and it don't matter what time you leave the crib or whatever, but you just constantly feels like you're stuck in like Truman Show or Groundhog Day. What do you do when you're being harassed by a whole community speaking on your name? What do you do when you obviously got a fucked up community trying to push you out the city? You got no history of violence, no criminal record. The last time you fist fought is when you was 17 years old. You know, you stay to yourself, you mind your own business. But for whatever reason, your whole damn life, even the first 15 years of your life, in this same city, in the city that you're in, you experience nothing but torture and destruction when it comes from your own family. You're the scapegoat. You're the one. Everything's your fault. Abuse. The abuse, the torture, the almost killing you. You leave Pittsburgh, you live the normal life, you try to come back to a city where it all began and you just hoping that, things is changed and it's different, but you come back and it's like your life turns upside down and it's almost like the torture that was in the beginning of your life, it like restarted like it's finishing a job. What do you do when you see more than what others can see? What do you do when you actually start to see things that others can't explain? If you try to explain it on the net, or if you try to go to other people and explain the things that you've seen with your own eyes, and you aren't high, you aren't fucked up, you ain't crazy, you have no history of being crazy or seeing shit, and you see things that don't make sense. You see people with black eyes, you see people, you see shadows, and you see otherworldly things. And it's not even just seeing. You get bad feelings from certain individuals, and like also, like when it comes to being a TI, I'm pretty sure most of you always feel like when someone's staring at you, you look at them, these motherfuckers staring at you, I got to the point now where I just stare back at them, and they eventually look away. But it's like, what do you do when it's like everywhere you go, it's like people trying to induce fear to you? What are you supposed to do when your skin's starting to break out? You do the same thing. You might eat a little healthy, you might eat a little fucked up every once in a while, but your skin's starting to break up. Your teeth falling out for no reason. You're suffering from health problems, and it's like I said, you're not like you're eating candy and shit all day. If anything, you don't eat candy. You might have sweets here and there, but you don't. You try to have a consistent diet, and you're not losing weight, you're increasing weight, and just certain all things is happening to your body. What happens when you sitting in your room and you start to experience what they call V2K, and that's the only place that you experience it at. Not when you're out, when you're at the job, anywhere you never experience that V2. People know what I'm saying. I'm not trying to go into detail because it's the internet. People crazy talk shit like that, But you're sitting in your room all the time, dumb. And if you go on a little rant, you're thinking out loud, talking to yourself, and you start experiencing the V2K bullshit. You have moments where you talk out loud and shit out. You're outside chilling, but you never experience that supposedly V2K, only in your room. What do you do when every time you step outside, bro, you got the same people synchronizing with you? Every person you walk past throughout the city, literally, and no exaggeration, every single person you walk past in the city, it's either these niggas is looking straight ahead. They'll even do shit where they step in front of you, get in your path, damn near step on your shoes, still damn near bumping into you, still won't even look your direction, won't apologize, won't say shit. Or what happens when you do, or when you're walking outside and motherfuckers side eye walking past you, you see their eyes looking directly at you, bro, but like their head is straight but their eyes is turned looking at you, and then you feel somebody looking at you, so naturally you look at them back and then they look away. What do you do when every time you go to a store, someone's walking out, even if someone's like walking out the store trying to synchronize with you. You go in the store, you might grab one thing, you go straight to the line, no one in the store. You get to the register, motherfuckers start taking his good old time, to check your shit out. You acting like the machine messed up and shit. And it's just the same thing every time. Before you know it, there's like 5 people behind you, and nobody goes in the store and get things in the store that usually if you go in the store, you're going to go and look around a little bit. No, they come straight in the store and stand right behind you. You look behind you, everybody just staring at the back of your head. What do you do when everywhere you go, you just see the same consistent synchronicities and frequencies? Red, blue synchronicities, dog walkers, sounds, loud engines right up on you, dogs barking right up on you, people stomping or clapping their hands right in front of you, all to grab your attention, bro. What do you do when reality as you know it is flipped upside down? You pray, you keep the faith strong, Honestly, I feel like there's people, and what's funny about this whole program, a lot of these people participating in your harassment, and I'm pretty sure there's videos out there about people explaining like that, explaining about their situation when it comes to Christians or churchgoers. Like, what I find funny is I also see a lot of supposedly churchly people participating in my harassment. I'm not going to go into detail, but let's just keep it a being, and I'm pretty sure other TIs can attest to the things I'm saying. You often see, those people sitting on the corner. They always, even when it comes to them, they have the same reaction. You walk past them, they, acting like you're not there, or they might fucking move real fast when you get close to try to induce some type of fear. It's like, it's just like managed aggression tactics. What are you supposed to do, bro, when you're being psychologically tortured by a whole community, bro? What do you do when you got a whole community slander on your name? Everybody having the same reaction when it comes to you, and you don't do nothing. You mind your own business, you chill, go to work, rinse and repeat, sit to yourself. What are you supposed to do against that? You try to have conversations with females, they start, you say, fuck your harassment, I'm trying to be normal, go to try to talk to a female, you look fresh, you look good, shape up everything, you go ahead, try to have a conversation with them, they start scratching their temple, they start overly coughing out loud too much, just like, and you just know it sounds like a fake cough, or they act like they don't even hear you, What do you do when you start hearing the same indirects and subliminals from people? The same people saying the same words from multiple different people. He's crazy, he's weird, he's crazy, he's weird, he's crazy, he's weird, he's crazy, he's weird, he's crazy, he's weird. You hear that from multiple different people. That's the guy, different words and phrases along with your life. You go outside, you hear people, say a random number. That's the same number you got in your bank account or some shit, your reaction to being targeted, like mine, give an example. Mine is, I just typically just stick to myself, and I don't really talk to people as much. You get indirects and subliminals, everyone always in your presence, oh, that's the guy who don't talk. Oh, yeah, I don't talk to nobody. Yeah, I don't fuck with nobody. Yeah, I'm solo dolo to the day I die. You hear multiple people say the same thing every day, all day. What does that say about the people who participate in your program, who participate in your harassment and do the same consistent things to you every single day? Are they the evil ones? Are they the demons? Are we already in hell and just don't know it? Are we stuck in a reincarnation cycle? Are we going through certain traumas and destruction in our lives because we're children of God? Or is this a conquered planet? Is the God over this world really evil? Am I wrong to give faith into myself, my own intuition, and my discernment to walk me through this life? Is it just a false illusion that I be getting bad vibes from people? Am I really the fucked up person? See, the thing with me is I always ask questions. And one thing I learned going through this life for 34 years is I do have faith in my own judgment and my own feelings that I have when coming to dealing with certain individuals. A lot, even life before harassment, when I had a bad feeling about somebody, typically I was right, I even had old friends come to me and say, damn, you even said this person was fucking wrong, and look what they did. My whole life was always, I was able to meet the right, life before harassment, I was able to meet always the coolest fucking people. Nigga type of shit, like if they knew I was going through this shit, and if they heard niggas shit talking or slandering my name, or if this program approached them or whatever and been like, hey, yeah, we see you talking to him, blah, 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 nigga, they'll be like, nigga, fuck you, nigga, and they'll come to me and be like, hey, bro, these niggas are saying some type of shit about you, Why am I in a situation where motherfuckers is looking at me like I'm a monster, right? But nobody won't be a man or a woman and tell me why I'm experiencing what I'm going through. Why is Pittsburgh such a hive-minded, weird-ass city, bro? I don't care what motherfuckers say about me at this point in my life, at this point in my harassment. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm going to speak my mind until I die. One thing I can say about this city is that it's very hive-minded. The way I act is on a collective level, and it's, it's very dark, bro. I have an evil way of thinking. Even if y'all really do feel justified when it comes to my demise and the way y'all treat me, at the end of the day, you're going to look into your darkest part of your heart, and you're going to go out your way to make somebody's life a living hell. You're going to show a supposed bad person that you're way more evil and bad than they are. It's no difference than you assholes killing in the name of God. This is why I have a feeling towards you. I don't trust humans, but I also hate being stuck in confusion for whatever reason. My mind, my consciousness won't allow me to believe in the God that they describe in this world. Why am I even here if there is a God that is full of love and pure energy, and there's all this death and destruction and confusion and not knowing? I want to know. I don't want to have to believe. I don't want to have to give faith. I need to know who is the righteous creator. Why haven't I heard his voice or her voice or whoever they say God is? Why do I have to give faith into what man says is what is the things we need to believe? Why am I demonized for thinking otherwise? Why am I looked at like I have the problem because everything in this world always seems controlling, and I choose to think differently. I choose to want to reprogram my own mind to believe in the things on how I feel. And the way I feel is that I've been here multiple times. I feel like I have an intense need to want to help people. I understand that I am stuck in my own darkness and my own sins, and there's things that I do that I cannot stand, and I hate it. And then when I look at the people who participate in my harassment, whether it's because of my own sins and the things that I'm doing behind closed doors, it's almost as like, these individuals may know, but these people, they gave into their darkness. They gave into their destruction, and they love it. They love the torture. They love the psychological abuse. They love the deterioration of somebody's mind. They like to see people suffer and pain. They laugh at your destruction. But I feel bad about everything I've done. Why does it feel that there's good entities here and bad entities here? People literally thrive off of other people's destruction. And there's people that just understand that true happiness and peace come from within. But you're the weird one. You're strange for coming to that conclusion. And so you live your life, not being fearful, not living and believing in the things that this world wants you to believe in. And it's almost like the world itself is attacking you, angry, upset at you because you want to go left and everybody's going right. Or better yet, a better word to put it is everyone's going left and right, and you're choosing to go right up the middle. You're weird for thinking like that. Who are you? You think you're better than us because you're doing this? Why is it that I got to live a lifetime where I've never harmed or hurt, touched anybody, despite what these assholes want to say? If anything, I was always the biggest threat to myself, But I lived a life where I didn't bother anybody. I just wanted to share good memories with people. But for whatever reason, this world just wanted to see me suffer. And it all began with my own mother. Why did I have to experience a type of life, a childhood, where you grow up in an environment where the person who birthed you into the world is trying to kill you multiple times? Lock you in your room, treating you like an animal, abused, tortured. And then you try to explain it, oh, you're just speaking bad, and no, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, your life wasn't that bad. Oh, no, you're just tripping. Why, whenever you decide to finally speak your truth about your reality and the things you see, it's still deemed as crazy or weird? One thing about this reality, for whatever reason, people just wanted me to die, especially my own race. I'll admit, when I first went to Atlanta, I hated my own kind. But Atlanta, for whatever reason, taught me that melanated people is the only people you can really go to fully understand you, you know. But the black folks in Pittsburgh, there's something about this city, bro. It's just, man, it's like despite all the harassment, the most torture that I received was from my own people in this city. You know, this is why I don't believe in a race thing, you know. Yeah, maybe we're the sun people, you know, we do have the ability to absorb the sun on a molecular level and turn it into protein and energy, right? The sun literally gives us energy and food, protein, information, happiness. Getting grounded gives me energy, circulates my blood. Why is your own people, it feels like your own people is just lost. Why does it feel like I've always been in a trap, a box my whole life? This whole existence has just been a lie. Is it just that I'm going crazy? Is it that I'm losing my mind? I don't know the feeling, you know, but one thing I can say for certain is that when I look at the experiences, the harassment, the torture, I understand that you people are crazy. This world has broken y'all to a point where y'all can't be happy as long, you know, if other people, it's like y'all can't be happy unless suffering and destruction and pain is around y'all 24/7. You know, somebody who just has this peace about them, you know, let shit get to you. It's like people see that as a threat, you know. They see you don't want to be controlled, and you don't want to follow. It's like you're a threat. They fear you, you know. The fear turns to hate, you know, and then they start to despise you. You don't do nothing to nobody. You don't utter a word. You don't disrespect nobody. You just chill to your own self, man. And the more you realize that inner happiness stems from within, the more the outside world hates you. It's like everyone's stuck in a dream and nobody wants to wake up. I see everything in this world as spells and curses and just a prison. I see this body as a prison. You know, I've always had dreams where I was in different vessels, you know, shit I don't speak about to anyone else. Places that was so surreal, the emotion was so real. I woke up crying, I woke up, you know, laughing. You know, some of my dreams stuck in my head like actual memories. Dreams. What they tell us are dreams. Really, I just think is other lifetimes, other experiences. Maybe experiences outside of my body that I'm experiencing somehow. I don't know. I feel like this world is deeper than just the Bible and all that shit. You know, I'm not saying it's not real, because for all I know, this could just be the devil's trick. You know, maybe it is true 100% the Bible. See, that's the thing about me. I'm open to all possibilities. But one thing I can see within this world, even though people say they're godly people, they still participate in gossip, slander. You know, it's just, that's why a lot of times it's just so hard to fully jump on board. Like, I like stuff that stands out in the Bible. Some things that resonate with me, just like the spirituality crap. Not everything, you know, I'm on board with, but some things in spirituality it just speaks to me, bro. You know, just like the Bible, some things speak to me, but it's just something about it. If this world is this evil, millions of kids disappear, millions of people disappear, bodies they do find, you know, no organs, like all that crap about, you know, God coming back and this is the devil's, no, like, what really is this, bro? What really? I need a for sure answer. I don't want to hear what you believe in. What do you know? What 100% of the doubt, what is true, what is factual? wasn't written by another man? Why do I have to guess, and just put my just faith into something imaginary? And then I'm demonized, or I gotta burn in hell for eternity because I see how this world is evil, and I choose not to believe anything in it but myself and other positive people and nature and animals. I give faith into myself because I'm the only one I got. Because like I said, I came into this world, and the only thing this world showed me was that only the end game goal of life is just death, suffering, and then death. And something's telling me, I feel like there's people here that don't even die. And it's the rich, the powerful, these real wicked people. I don't want to get too much out of there, but I honestly like hearing people when they be, they might sound off the wall. They talking about they might see people shape shift, and I like hearing videos like that because it's something different than what this world wants you to believe in. Why when someone sees something unrecognizable, why do our minds go to instantly, oh no, you're lying, you're tripping? But we blindly believe in everything in this world tells us to believe in. I just don't understand it. Why is life the way it is? Why does everything feel so controlling? Why when I look in the sky, it looks fake? The sun feels real, but the sky looks so fake to me, bro. The way we're living life, everything seems so fake. And then not to mention when you become a targeted individual, you're dealing with street theater and crisis actors in your path all day. People literally waiting to synchronize with you and then smile in your face with that devilish fucking smile. It's bad enough the world already feel like a stage, bro. And these people farther putting me in the box. Almost to the point where I know they're wishing for me to suicide. And I don't feel bad if I was to make that decision. I won't, I feel like that's taking the easy way out. But it's like you can tell these people just want you to die and suffer. Why are people, and something's telling me people like that is living their best lives. Why is people like that able to live life without dealing with this type of torture? People are actually a threat to other human beings. People are actually a threat to children. Especially when you get to the point where you're seeing your harassment, you start to know actual children participating in your torture. What type of parents do they have to tell them to synchronize with a project? Apparently, that's what they like to call us TIs. Why are these people having kids and just raising them to fit right into this matrix? Into this system. Why aren't y'all relearning life, having them find out who they are? Especially when it comes to the black family whole. What's up with the demoralizing your child and I can take you up out of the world. I brought you in this world. I can take you out of this world type of attitude. Why are you just teaching them your ways? But I guess many will say since you don't have kids, you have no right to speak about things like that. So I'll stop there, But I feel like if I was to have a child, it's time for me to relearn life. Of course, protect them at all costs. But have them discover and find who they are. I don't know. I don't want to go into detail. I feel like that's a conversation for a face-to-face, person. I feel like I can be the best husband, a good boyfriend, to a female. And it's like, I always had this weird feeling in my mind that, the main thing I always wanted in his life was, and it might sound cliche or lame or stupid, but I always wanted to find a female in this world that really got me. Like, I really wanted to find love, bro. And it's just the way everything is turning out. It almost feels like the God of this world is like making it so I can suffer and be alone forever, bro. like almost outside forces, like screw all the people synchronizing with me, harassing me, slandering me. Sometimes it feels like there's something dark or something sinister, you know, putting self-doubt in me and, you know, controlling the narrative within my life. You know, almost like I really feel like I was meant to heal the world and help others, you know? But there's something evil, bro, that just, it wants me to be just like it. It wants me to be the darkness. It wants me to be fucked up. It wants me to fucking look at people and have hatred towards them. But I don't want to run through life like that. I don't want to be able to get in situations where I'm not talking to people. I want to talk to people. I want to have new experiences, you know? I want to love, you know? I want to have friendships, you know? But especially being in this city, bro, whatever, I could just feel something in people, man. And I know it's not me losing my mind and going crazy. Like, something about Pittsburgh, bro, like the people here, man. That's probably why, you know, when the jab, you know, I can't say it, but the jab, you know, Pennsylvania was one of the first states that 70% of the population got the fucking jab, bro. And I feel like that was the start of connecting them to whatever this hive mind is, you know? I just feel like there's something wrong. I've always just had this itch in the back of my head, like something is so very wrong, bro. And this world is not telling us the truth to keep us stuck for a reason, man. Why? And it's like I'm learning not to be disappointed in people for not seeing what I'm seeing, but you know, now I just see the control, the manipulation, the brainwash. It's people suffer from this shit, man. And don't matter how much money you got, how much people you say you got your back and love you, your mind is tied to the system, your soul's tied to the system. Y'all can't even see the things you aspire to be. Everything in this world that you strive to be is just another entity's creation and a title that it says that you need to have for people to like you. Why can't people see me? Look past the materialism and, you know, the bullshit. Why can't people see my soul? See that, you know, look past my problems I do struggle with or have. And just see that I really have a nice heart and I want people around me to be happy. I want to meet people and experience love and happiness within this world. But for whatever reason, people truly don't want that. And it's like when I look at certain people, it's just like I could just see this, just something wrong, bro. Like this darkness. Like I feel like there's people out there, you know, for you perps that's watching, like I feel like honestly a lot of y'all might just be like, I don't know what it is. I just hate them. You know, a lot of the times I just feel like my energy is a reflector, you know? Like even when it comes to how I feel, like I'll fill up, like when I get one of these ages, like I said, a lot of people walk past me, they be staring straight ahead and, you know, it might be the slander and the rumors and lies, but a lot of the times, bro, it's like I can feel how people feel. A lot of these people, it's like they be filled with anxiety. I don't know if it's because I'm a big dude, I'm 6'3", you know, I don't know if it's because I'm big or whatever, but it's just like when I get near people, it's like they radiate bad, bro, like, and it's like I mirror how they feel, bro. And a lot of people just be skeptical and looking, you know, the feeling, the energy they be having about me, like, oh, there go this nigga again, or oh, what the fuck this nigga still doing walking around. And I feel like a lot of y'all, and also it's like, bro, I can feel like a lot of y'all wonder, it's like a lot of y'all feel like I should be dead. Like a lot of you perps, I guess it's all the poison and shit y'all done gave me. It's like, I guess it's like, I don't know how to explain it, bro, but it's like I could just feel people's true intentions, bro. And it's like, you know, I'm not saying every person I met was negative. The people who I met in Pittsburgh and we just had, it's like, bro, the people I had genuine conversations with, it's like, bro, we were laughing, the energy was good, just amazing, bro. Even bus drivers, bro, I even know this shit with like bus drivers. And like, I would never see them again, bro. It's like I might see them one or twice, and it's like I would never, in this city, bro, I would never see them again. But, you know, the bus drivers or the people constantly, you know, who I just get these negative vibe from, and, who treat me less than human and shit like that, or playing with me or belittling me, and just, these weird social games are just like the toxicity, the toxic motherfuckers. It's like I never go a day without seeing these people. But people who I really feel like I had a connection with, it's like this is once again like the God of this world is like, you know what? Nah, get them up out of there, bro. We can't have none of that, bro. It's like I can tell on a spiritual note, whatever I'm dealing with now within this community, bro, y'all, it's really just all 24/7, bro. Down to the knocks when I'm sitting in my room and everything, and I'll have moments where I'm laughing and enjoying myself, and you just start hearing random sudden frequency, bro. It's like y'all really trying to keep me in a low vibration, bro. Like y'all really, I can really see this is an emotional, it's an energy thing, bro. Like it's like what I'm dealing with is like they constantly trying to keep me in a stage of, oh man, here go these motherfuckers again. These motherfuckers, motherfucker. And it's like, and it's going back to that whole radiation thing. It's like, bro, I feel that shit from people, bro. And it's like, I'm not even doing anything for them to react like that. That's why I really feel like it might be my soul, bro. Like every time I walk into a room, just energy change, bro. It's not like I said, bro, I met cool people and it's like we just clicked, but majority of people, bro, it's like, bro, they can't stand me, bro. They have some type of fear towards me. They don't trust me. They always constantly hit me with like, oh, this nigga probably on weird shit. Like, it's just like, I just don't get it, bro. There's a darkness about this world, man. There's a lot of people infected, and that's why I try to isolate myself as much as possible. I feel like I can't be around a lot of people, especially when it's just too much energies, especially if it's a lot of negative and niggas, just, I don't know, bro. It's like, it just takes a lot out of me, bro. Drains me. Like, I gotta be by myself and recuperate. Like, I gotta recharge, bro, dealing with these people. It's almost like every time I step outside, it's like I just got energy vampires sucking the life out of me, bro. And I usually ignore these feelings, and my spiritual downloads I typically keep to myself. But one thing, I'm gonna close off on this because this video is 30-something minutes. I'm gonna close off on this, bro. I always had a lot of dreams, bro, vivid dreams, like I was there, about destruction, world-ending scenarios. And when it came to those dreams, I never really woke up scared. It was only really the nightmares I would wake up scared. But all the dreams about destruction and like a world-ending scenario, it's like almost a relief feeling. Like I knew it was a reason it had to end. Even when it comes to this reality and just living it, I feel like I may live to see it, I may not. And maybe y'all can, for the people watching this video, y'all can, future moments from now, maybe I'm still living or not, who knows. I wish I can live to see it, maybe I will. But I really feel like the world as y'all know it will be destroyed, bro. It will fall. And those connected to the system is going to feel like the end of the world. But the people who feel like me, and you feel a disconnect when it comes to living in society and this system, is going to be the best moment of your life, bro. You're finally going to be free. And I know that same feeling was in all those dreams about the world ending. It always felt like I knew a wicked system was falling, and I had to live here to experience it. I have to go through this. I'm here on this world for a reason as well, because I know the end of the system is coming. This life is like the most perfect time to be alive. And I'm not just regurgitating that from other, these wannabe spiritual people, I really feel like that, bro. Like, y'all are going to witness something just, like I said, if you're connected to the system, it's going to feel traumatic. But people that disconnect, that feeling you get, you're going to feel free for the first time. But I'm starting to lose my voice and stuff. So this is Muhammad. I'm out of here.